All right, equations with variables on both sides. Question says, or asks, solve for f. So we're going to figure out what f equals, so that this equality is true. So we have negative f plus 2 plus 4f equals 8 minus 3f. And here's where we'll type what f equals. I have it written down right here. So first thing you're going to want to do is, we can see we have two f's on one side, so we're going to add these like terms together. Negative 1f plus 4f gives us 3f. And then plus 2 equals 8 minus 3f. All right, now what we're going to do is try and move all the individual numbers, the constants, to one side. And then we want to move the f's to the other side. All right, so I'm going to bring the f's to the left side and the numbers to the right side. We could do the opposite if you want. It does not matter. But I'm going to do it that way. So we're going to add 3f to both sides, so that way these cancel off. And once you add to one side, you have to add to the other. 3f plus 3f equals 6f. And then we are going to, what color should I'll do in black, I guess. Move the numbers to the other side. So here is our line. We're going to subtract 2 and subtract 2. That way, these cross off. 8 minus 2 is 6. Last step, we need to divide both sides by 6 because we have a 6 times f here. So what's the opposite of times? It's divide. 6's cross off. We get f is equal to 6 over 6, which is just a whole, or 1. You can always put the 1 back in for f, and the answer should check out. And it's right. Question 2. It's thinking. It's very slow. All right, we got 2d plus 4 equals 10 plus 5d. Solve for d. Once again, move the d's to one side and the variables one side, and move the constants to the other. So I'm going to go left again with all my variables. So subtract 5d, subtract 5d. Cross off. 2d minus 3d is negative 3d. We're going to subtract 4 from both sides. Cross off. 10 minus 4 is 6. And last step is to divide both sides by the number that's in front of our d, our variable, which is negative 3. So d is equal to 6 over negative 3, which is negative 2. Okay, I'm going to do one more of these, and then I'm going to do the next assignment on the same video. All right, so 20 minus 6, that's going to be 14, plus 4k equals 2 minus 2k. So right off the bat, we have 20 minus 6. We can combine those two. Those are like terms. So 14 plus 4k equals 2 minus 2k. And move all of our variables to one side and our numbers to the other. So variables, numbers, constants. All right, variable we're doing in blue. So plus 2k plus 2k. Cancel. 4k plus 2k is 6k. It's a nice TV. Equals constants to the other side. So we're going to subtract 14. 2 minus 14 is negative 12. Divide both sides by 6. Okay, negative 12 over 6 is negative 2. There you go. Okay, I'll also this one real fast, might as well. Or I'll do it. I can do it on the board, or whatever, I'll write it down. So 4d minus 4 equals 5d minus 8. All right, this time I'll go from the left to the right. So we're subtracting 4d from both sides. Cross, cross, this equals d. Add 8 to both sides. That equals 4. So d equals 4. All right, next assignment is basically the same thing, but just with some decimals and fractions. So I'll do one or two of these at least before I call it quits. It's the exact same stuff, just with decimals and fractions. All right, so our variables are there, constants are here, so I'm going to go back to the left, subtract 10c, subtract 10c, so these cross off, 5c minus 10c is negative 5c, this is equal, we're moving our constants to the left, 16 minus 5 crosses those off, 16.5, sorry, minus 16.5. So 13.5 minus 16.5. So we have 5 minus 5 is 0. 3 minus 6 is negative 3. Or I guess 13 minus 16 is negative 3.0. Finally, we're going to divide by negative 5. Oops. So negative 3.0 over negative 5.0, basically. Or it's just 3, negative 3 over negative 5. Two negatives turn into a positive. So 3/5 is our answer. Three over 5. Okay. Next question. 16 minus 2t equals 3 over 2 times t plus 9. All right, so first thing we're going to do is move our variables to the left. So we're going to subtract 3 halves t. All right, and subtract 3 halves t. So here's our line to the middle. These cross off. Now to do this, I'll do it down here at the bottom. So we have negative 2t minus 3 halves t. Well, we got to get this to be the same denominator as this. This right now is over 1. The way we convert this denominator to the same denominator as over here is we multiply this by 2. So we multiply both the top and the bottom by 2. So we get negative 4 over 2t minus 3 over 2t. Now, once we have, actually you can write these t's up top too if you want, like that. Make it look a little cleaner. Okay. Now we have negative 4t over 2 minus 3t over 2. So negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7t over 2. All right, that's going to go right here. Negative 7t over 2 is equal to, we're subtracting 16 from both sides. So that crosses off. 9 minus 16 is equal to negative 7. Erase some work from down here. Now, to get the t by itself, we got to multiply by the reciprocal. There's a fraction here. So the reciprocal is just simply, I'm actually going to rewrite negative 7. I need some more room. So negative 7t over 2 is equal to negative 7. All right, so the reciprocal of this is simply 2 over 7. It's just this flipped. We also need a negative sign. Okay, don't forget that, because we need a negative to take away a negative. And this will be multiplied by the same thing. Multiply by the reciprocal, then negative 2 times 2 over 2 cancels that out, and 7 over 7 cancels out, and then negative times negative cancels those out. So now we just have a t is equal to negative 7 times this. When you multiply fractions, you just multiply straight across. It's negative 7 times negative 2 is positive 14, and 1 times 7 is 7. 14 over 7 is equal to 2, which that's what t equals. All right, let's do at least one more of these. There's a lot of fractions going on. Make sure you guys understand. All right, 4a plus 5 is equal to 2 plus 3.25a. All right, so we're going to subtract left to right. All right, now if you don't know how to do this, we could write 4.00 minus 3.25. Okay, this is where you would borrow. So we would borrow from the 4, make it into a 3, that makes this a 10. Borrow from the 10, make that into a 9, that's a 10. All right, so 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. 3 minus 3 is 0. And you bring the decimal straight down. So 0.75a. We're subtracting 5 from both sides. Subtract 5. So 2 minus 5 is equal to -3. Now, how do we get rid of that 0.75? Oops, I don't know I'm doing that. So we can divide by 0.75 and do -3 divided by 0.75. Or we could change this into a fraction. Okay, I'm going to change it into a fraction so we know how to do that. So 0.75. How you turn this into a fraction is you take that number, and however many digits is in that number, 2, that's how many zeros you write underneath with a 1 in front. So it's 75 cents over 100 cents, or 3/4. So now we have 75 over 100 equals -3, and the reciprocal is just the opposite. 100 over 75. 100 over 75. So these all cross off. We're left with A. We'll go straight down here. A is equal to -3 times 100, which is -300, over 75. 75 or -300 over 75. How many times does 75 go into 300? It is 4 times. So A is equal to -4. You also just plug that into a calculator, and you can see there, -300 divided by 75 is -4. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to do because I'm running out of time on my clock. I can only do 15-minute videos, and I don't want to run out of time. So I am done for this assignment.